It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Got a pretty dope show for y'all planned out today. Number one, we're going to be talking about, of course, Uncle Luke and Marlon Wayans issuing a warning to hip-hop, specifically to Drizzy and Rick Ross, about their ongoing feud, their beef, whatever troubles they have between them, which are, to me, should be the least of their worries. Like, the real issue is not between Drake and Rick Ross. The one that everybody's paying attention to is like what happens next between Drake and Kendrick. But for whatever reason, Rick Ross decided to take his ass out there to Vancouver, play Not Like Us. Him and his crew got jumped on. He was able to get out of the melee and walk out unscathed. You know, he got on a private jet laughing, talking about he was going to take his boys to Wingstop and do some extra promotion and whatnot. Not a good look. But nonetheless, Uncle Luke and Marlon Wayans have come out and decided they wanted to issue some warnings to hip-hop, kind of mirroring what Questlove was talking about a few weeks ago. We've also got Diddy trying to sell his Los Angeles home. Not sure what influenced that, but it's now for sale, allegedly. He's also under another lawsuit on his ass. Another nasty one, as a matter of fact. We're going to talk about it. We also are going to get into Keith Lee and Taraji P. Henson. They both have released statements on the heels of the BET Awards that just took place the other day. You know, there was a mix-up. Taraji called him, or she called someone else Keith Lee, rather. And I don't know, things just took a weird left turn from there. We're going to get into all of that as well. And let me see what else is on the lineup. I think that's really it. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start off with this whole Uncle Luke, Marlon Wayans thing, all right? Uncle Luke issued a statement. You know, him and Ross are both from Miami, and he don't like how this thing is playing out. He don't like the fact that Drake was co-signing, right, these people out in Vancouver that decided they wanted to pounce or trounce on Rick Ross and his crew. His DJ ended up getting knocked out. His security definitely ended up getting ganged up on. The post ended up surfacing online. Drake liked it. Not only did Drake like it, but he also went on his Instagram story and was wishing everybody a happy Canada Day, letting everybody know to live it up. This is a beautiful time in life. He started snickering and laughing and stuff, and everybody knew exactly what he was alluding to with that. You know what I'm saying? So even if he wasn't the one who sent the hitters at him, some people do believe that he sent the Hells Angels at Ross. There was somebody in the crowd that they tried to say was allegedly possibly a member. But even if those people that he, you know, had that encounter with were not, you know, sanctioned by Drake, it's the fact that he liked the post on social media. He came out and acknowledged it. He said happy Canada Day to everybody in the country. So he definitely made it well known. I support this. I stand behind this. Y'all did a good job. Salute. Right? So now on the heels of that, Uncle Luke has some things to say, and he wants to let it be abundantly clear that Drake is about to get, or could be getting, himself in some deep doo-doo, and he doesn't understand why he wants to get himself involved in this type of behavior when he's not really of this lifestyle. He doesn't come from none of this. He's always been the non-confrontational one. Everybody got hitters. Everybody got somebody that can do some shit, but that ain't your vibe. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Uncle Luke's commentary. He's got a 13-minute video. We're not going to sit through all 13 minutes. I'm going to let him get most of his points off and shit. I don't really fuck with Uncle Luke like that, but I do understand where he's coming from at this particular moment. So let's go ahead and run it.
This whole fighting my boy Ross and his guys in Canada, that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. That don't happen. That don't supposed to happen. And what's more unacceptable is when Mr. Drake liked the post. That also is unacceptable. I expect more out of Mr. Drake. When there's violence, you don't condone it. You should be bigger than that. Mr. Drake, you should be bigger than that. When there's violence, you don't condone that. You don't like no posters and all that, because here's what happens. There's always a backlash of it all. Here's what happens when now you've inserted yourself, even if you were not involved. Half of the country think you set the man up. They book a show in Canada, and you send your goons out there to agitate and start a fight with Ross. And y'all do what you do on the TV. Half the country think that. When you, Mr. Drake, like the post, you just inserted yourself into violence toward Mr. Ross and his crew. Now, let me just say this. As a broker, a piece for Tupac and Biggie, I seen how this shit end, man. I mean, these other young guys, we're going to have a conversation with a lot of these other young guys who dying with these senseless deaths and these songs and all that. Y'all brothers are talented. Y'all got to understand, y'all talented. Y'all don't need that. Y'all talented as fuck. Y'all getting people to buy the records. People are buying your records because they like the music. They like what you're saying in the records. So leave it there, young fellas. But now these grown ass ones right here. Mr. Drake and Mr. Ross. When you like the post and you on there doing your little, okay, it's a beautiful day in Canada, and you like the post, you just inserted yourself in some shit. Now, look how this all play out. I'll keep it 1,000. Look how it all play out. Oh, so half the country thinking that Roston played the record, the Kendrick Lamar record, and he got jumped on because he played the Kendrick Lamar record. So now you got a whole West Coast of people. They at your head. Oh, that's what we doing? You don't need that, Mr. Drake. You don't need to be confined. You're too talented. I like you. I got friends that like you. I don't know you personally. Don't need to know you personally. But you're too talented to insert yourself in some shit that you're not really about. To have a whole coast at your head. You don't want that. I don't want that for you. Now here's how this shit works out. Because again, look, I had the same conversation with Biggie and Pop. I'm probably one of the only few niggas that could talk to them straight up. I was on the road with Biggie when people will be singing Biggie songs in the stadium. Singing Pop this song while Biggie on stage. I seen this thing. And I've seen this man, like, man, I'm not really about that. I love Buddy. Biggie never jumped into the shit. Biggie never said anything. He was like, look, man, I'm leaving that shit alone, man. I ain't really on that. I talked to Biggie. I talked to Pop. I went to Chill nightclub as soon as Pop got out of jail and had a conversation with him on this shit here. Hey, Pop, look here, man. Same thing I'm saying to y'all. Leave this shit alone, boss. Because it's not going to be the rapper pull the trigger. It's not going to be the rapper pull the trigger. It's not going to be the rapper that robs somebody. It's not going to be the rapper that do some. No, it's going to be somebody looking for a come up. It's going to be somebody looking for a come up. Or it's going to be some super fan who going to then do the shooting. You don't be knowing where it's coming from. So I would have expected Mr. Drake to be like, yo, I don't condone violence. That ain't what it is. I don't have nothing to do with that or none of that. You feel me? Because y'all can play the little games when you're talking on this social media shit, and you're doing your little texting and you're tweeting and you're talking and however y'all say whatever y'all want to say about each other. You can do that on here. But when you go to put hands on people, that's when the shit go to a whole nother level. When you go putting hands on people, that go to a whole nother level. So people didn't have to put hands on you. And then they can have a conversation about it. You got to be the bigger person than that. Y'all on here doing all this. Sticks and stones may hurt my bones. Word would never hurt me. Ain't nobody put no hands on nobody until now. See, all these dudes going to get on here and they going to talk that sucker shit and all that, and they going to think this is a game. This is not a game. Because you put your hands on your homeboys put their hands on, they did not put their hands on Ross. They put their hands on Sam and them other people who were with Ross. The rapper never gets hands put on them. It's the other people, and then it's the other people that really be about their life.
I'm gonna go ahead and end Uncle Luke's video there. He still had a whole nother 6 minutes of monologue, I should say. But the point is pretty much clear. He's pretty angry at the fact that Drake co-signed this. And again, he's also issuing him a warning to state, if you're co-signing this and you're supporting it, that also opens you up to the same thing when it's time for retaliation, when it's time for you to start moving about freely, coming back into the States. Who's to say? I mean, I don't know who the fuck Rick Ross knows. I don't think there's a lot of people out there that fuck with him that heavy that would just go off and enact violence on somebody on his behalf, other than his people, you know, that might be in between the two stops of Miami and perhaps people he fucks with here in Atlanta. But again, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because all we saw was Rick Ross in Vancouver. They play not like us. And niggas want to start trying to jump on his people. So who's to say Drake is moving about? He's got his little fake security team that we've already revealed is fake, moving around, him and Chubbs. And then we're going to have to find out if Chubbs really crashed something, right? Who's to say your mans don't get jumped on, stomped out, kicked on? Who's to say your mans? Who's to say you? Because you ain't really... Ross at least pulled his pants up and was in the mix for a little bit before people started pushing him back. I don't see Drake getting involved in nothing. Drake will probably put the motherfucking Jackie Joyner Kersey track shoes on. So you already know this ain't something that you yourself should be involving yourself with. And you're sending out the wrong message. And again, I don't want to see nobody get beat the fuck up. I don't want to see nobody get stabbed, shot, killed. That's not what I'm looking forward to. But when you play games and you act like you pulling strings and you acting like, you know, this is what happens when you come to the city playing games, y'all already, one of your folks already came out and issued a threat talking about y'all unalive niggas. Baka, the fuck was that about? Then you got your producer / engineer 40 trying to go at Cypher Sounds, right? Trying to get at him for trying to play Not Like Us out in Canada, which Cypher Sounds wasn't even playing because he wasn't even in Canada for DJing purposes. He was out there to do stand-up comedy. All of your niggas is looking like clowns. The same clowns you was talking about on the Heart Part 6. Whoever gave you the info, they all was clowns. It's looking like y'all. We got Party Next Door out here trying to go off on Chris Brown, Jeremiah, Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller ain't say shit. But once Chris Brown put a statement out there, that nigga Party got then retracted his statement in less than 4 hours. So y'all team is really not built like that. You might want to calm this shit down. I ain't saying you got to issue no apologies or nothing like that, but you should have definitely said something like, yo, that's not what it is. Because truth be told, niggas ain't coming to Canada to get enough bags to really give a fuck about you. You come here to get the money. You don't make the bulk of your living in Canada. So y'all want to try to make Canada a no-fly zone or some shit like that. Niggas could live without it. It's a whole other 50 states in the rest of the world without you niggas. You stupid or you dumb? Okay. Let's get into what Marlon Wayans had to say about the situation, because he put a statement out as well. He says, "Dear hip hop, it's all fun and games until people start getting hurt. Remember this, history repeats itself. I knew Tupac. I knew Biggie. I partied with them, hung out with them, saw both of them 20 minutes before they got shot. Violence is real. Everyone can be touched. Don't entertain the devil. I love Champagne Poppy, aka Drake. Love Rich Forever, aka Rick Ross. Love Kendrick Lamar. Love Los Angeles Confidential, that's The Game. And I say to all my brothers, there's enough for everyone to eat. Y'all all need to do what Real Cold World did, which is J. Cole. Walk away from the bullshit. With peace, with love, with positivity. Life is short. Even shorter if you spend your energy on breaking each other down instead of building each other up. Hate seeing any of our kings at war. We are too few. Stop! And I say this with love, always OG Marlon Wayans." And again, this is what Questlove was afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that the violence is going to continue to ramp up. I don't know. I think if If everything stands at where it is today, Rick Ross is cool. Rick Ross is going back to having fun. He's living his life, doing his shit. If he ain't focused on the get back, it may not escalate. But who's to say if these people were fans, who's to say that fans don't start coming out with negative energy, with nefarious intentions, and start trying to jump on folks just so they could get a viral moment, just so that their favorite artist could see it and co-sign it, aka like Drake. This shit's gonna get real corny. This shit's gonna get real ugly. Somebody gonna get fucked up in a way that's irredeemable. Okay? Uncle Luke said, y'all niggas out there want a joke? Just make sure you keep it specific to Rick Ross. Don't say nothing about the 305. Don't talk about how we get down out here in Miami, because it's niggas out here that'll make life real uncomfortable when y'all motherfuckers come out here and think it's all good on South Beach. Y'all want to come out here and chase women, chase ass, have fun and party. It's some niggas that'll get on your motherfucking head. So please, be very clear about what you're saying and who you're directing it to. I don't disagree. Okay? We're gonna keep the show rolling nonetheless. As I stated, we've got Diddy trying to sell his LA mansion that was raided by the police, not the police, Homeland Security. Okay? Homeland Security investigations previously confirmed that its teams had searched Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami. We all saw it on camera. Sean Diddy Combs is looking to unload a massive piece of real estate amid his ongoing legal troubles. The rapper has reportedly listed his Los Angeles mansion, which was searched by them. He's trying to sell it for $70 million. Raids were conducted, and apparently, I don't know where they got them tapes. I don't know if Cassie had the tape in the tuck on her own or if the tape was confiscated from his home. But they definitely ransacked his shit. Okay? Diddy originally purchased this mansion in 2014 for $39 million, according to property records. It's located in the exclusive neighborhood of Holmby Hills, which is also home to the Playboy Mansion and the former Spelling Estate. Right? It's 17,000 square feet. European-inspired property includes a 35-seat movie theater, guest house, swimming pool with a grotto connected via underground tunnel. There's a fucking underground tunnel in that bitch. Wonder what type of shit was going on in there. 6 women have come forward accusing the star of SA in similar allegations in the last several months. In May, surveillance footage surfaced showing Diddy grabbing, shoving, and kicking his ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie, during a 2016 altercation that matches allegations she made in her now settled lawsuit, which was filed last November. We all know about this. We all talked about it. What we haven't talked about yet is the new lawsuit on his motherfucking ass. Oh boy. Let's get into it. So Diddy is now being sued by a former adult film actress. Woo! Okay. According to TMZ, Adria English, who goes by the adult film name Amonique, she must be an old school. She says that she met Diddy in 2004. Yeah, she one of them old school Jones. She was auditioning for a Sean John modeling gig at the time, but she says it immediately got freaky. She says Diddy wanted oral from her boyfriend. Whoa! You meet a woman and say, I want your man to come give me some whoop whoop. Some of that whoop whoop. Come on, dog. What the fuck going on? She says Diddy wanted some whoop whoop from her boyfriend and another model in order for her to get the job. The boyfriend refused, but she ended up getting the job after agreeing that she would be Diddy's go-go dancer. She says Diddy used her go-go dancing as a way that forced her into having sexual relations with his friends. So she effectively became his sex worker, not a go-go dancer. One of those friends was Jacob Arabov, aka Jacob the Jeweler, the famous jeweler from the late 90s, early 2000s. He was lacing up all the superstars with their crosses, they Jesus pieces, they watches, they bezel, the diamonds. Jacob the Jeweler ass also got locked the fuck up. Wasn't he money laundering or some crazy shit? She even took a photo with Jacob after the alleged assault. She says Diddy never kept his promise to help her career. She's suing Diddy bad boy Tamika Thomas, who allegedly helped organize this trafficking ring, Jacob the Jeweler, and others, seeking unspecified damages. So we don't have a dollar amount on this just yet. I wonder if there's more details that are out there on this thing. But so far, that's what we have. Now, of course, Diddy's attorney, Jonathan Davis, has come out and said no matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never SA'd or S-trafficked anyone. My nigga, we know for sure, Cassie, that's what you paid for. Your legal team is ass, no matter how much you pay them. Furthermore, they state, we live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason and without any proof. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth, and Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail against these and other baseless claims in court. We're gonna see how this thing play out, y'all. Let me see if there's any additional information that I can find here, and then we'll move on with the show. So she was performing at the Hamptons. Her and her boyfriend agreed, and she indeed worked the party over Labor Day weekend 2004. Lawsuit includes pictures of her there, and she subsequently worked other Diddy parties where she regularly had to drink alcohol laced with narcotics like ecstasy, and was encouraged to flirt with guests. So here we go with the same stuff. Laced drinks. I don't know. Although she was not initially having sexual relations with anyone, at some point Diddy did groom her into this trafficking. Again, they named Jacob the Jeweler as one of those clients. Okay, according to the suit, it was filed by Ariel Mitchell Kidd Esquire and Stephen Metcalf Esquire, and they say that she was forced to have this intercourse with Jacob the Jeweler, among others. She was then paid an additional $1,000 on top of what she usually got for working at the parties. There is indeed a photo of her with Jacob the Jeweler. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Give me a second, y'all. Here's the photo. That's Jacob on the right. That's Miss Adria, aka, what was her name? Amanique. So we at least see that much. They say she took a photo with Jacob after the alleged assault. We talked about that while still at the party, and claims Diddy himself personally congratulated her for doing this activity as directed and told her job well done. Jacob is listed as a defendant in the suit. We also have a photo of Miss Adria and Tamika Thomas, who she claims was putting this together with Diddy. So she ain't shorting out on her proof. Photo here. This is Miss Adria. This is Miss Tamika Thomas. Adria claims things got worse after that because she was then being passed off to other people at Diddy's parties. And they too SA'd her. She's also suing Miss Tamika Thomas, who she accuses of facilitating this. In fact, Adria says Tamika is the Ghislaine Maxwell to Diddy's Jeffrey Epstein. We already have somebody alleging that there's a Ghislaine Maxwell, and it's not Miss Tamika. Maybe she was back in 2004 though. She also claims Diddy promised to advance her career, even helping her join a girl group to enter the music business. So he said, I sign you to the label. However, he then backed it up with forceful demands and threats to blackball her and her boyfriend from the industry if they didn't comply. I would love to know who the boyfriend is, but I don't have the entire lawsuit in front of me to scour through it. She says she eventually did escape and return to California in 2009 and believes Diddy blackballed her and her boyfriend as punishment. Are you telling me you did this from 2004 to 2009? 5 years? Damn. Audra's claiming she suffered emotional trauma, including intimacy issues and painful memories as a result. Once again, she's suing Diddy, Bad Boy, Tamika Thomas, Jacob the Jeweler, and others. And the photo that I have, it ain't that deep. They got a photo of her at the white party where she had some booty shorts on. YouTube be playing with my content, so I ain't gonna put it up, but you know, they was some booty shorts. Okay? We'll see how that plays out. We'll see how everything comes together. We'll see if this thing goes through. What I will say is I'm glad she did not hire Tyrone Blackburn. Okay? Let's keep this thing moving. Where we go next from here? Keith Lee. Let's get to Keith Lee. As we all know, Taraji P. Henson hosted the BET Awards over the weekend. She misnamed someone as Keith Lee. He then received flowers for his exceptional work online and all of this stuff. But unfortunately, he didn't take too kindly to it. So when he received his rose, he threw it on the ground. I ain't gonna lie, that was a little bit much for me. Why throw it on the ground and record yourself? That shit was a little lame. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Keith Lee. I like that he's moving towards, bringing a show to television, to stop doing the productions on his own, to stop showing up without real security where he's going in places. I like the persona that he's put out, his character. Everything has seemed pretty solid to me. But just because somebody mixed you up and whatever, don't mean you throw the shit on the floor, record yourself. You being lame at this point. I know he has social anxiety and stuff like that, but come on, man. The people at home knew it was the wrong nigga. It ain't like nobody confused you for who it was. You know what I'm saying? But at the time when he threw the rose on the ground, he had some words to follow, talking about the world will know my name or some shit. All the appropriate rooms that need to know me will know this name. I said, well, what the fuck? Where's that statement at? So Keith Lee originally said, our name will be known in every room it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be, with no confusion. God is amazing. Being a little drama queen, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't come here to sugarcoat the shit. That was some drama queen shit, man. It wasn't that deep, my nigga. I understand niggas get their names fucked up. There's celebrities that get the people fuck their names up. Call them somebody else. They get confused for one person as another person. Welcome to the big leagues, my boy. But we'll go ahead and pull up his official statement because he did come out and speak for himself verbally. So let's hear what Mr. Keith had to say.
Last night was the BET Awards, and right now, it's something on my mind. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, I want to start by saying, I am not upset at Taraji P. Henson by any stretch of the imagination. And not only that, in my opinion, she smoked it last night. I don't think for 1 second Taraji had any ill will or any ill intentions behind the situation. The situation happened the way it did. It is what it is. I made a video last night where I had the rose that was given to me in my hand and I let it fall on the floor. The reason I did this had nothing to do with Taraji P. Henson. The reason I dropped it on the floor is that I wholeheartedly believe that wasn't my rose. That wasn't my rose. That wasn't my moment. It was given to me, but it wasn't mine. And I always say, I don't want nothing that ain't mine. I want what's meant for me, nothing less, nothing more. The entire segment on the production side felt extremely rushed. Not only did it feel rushed, it did not feel intentional. It did not feel purposeful. I'm forever thankful for every room that I'm in. I was more than thankful and more than grateful to just sit there and enjoy the show. Me and my wife, we looked amazing. We felt amazing. We was enjoying the show. I've always spoke about my social anxiety. And for me, just to get out and be in that moment was more than enough for me. So to take me and my wife out of our seats, put us in different seats, give Taraji no direction to who we are or what we do, felt extremely unprepared and unprofessional to me. I'm personally a fan of Taraji. I've been for years and I always will be. I love to see her get the recognition that she deserved in that moment and had a platform and a stage that she's always deserved. For this situation to take away from her moment and our moment was unfair to both of us. And another example of this is a picture of my wife has been going around, and it was a small part caught from an entire moment to make it seem like she had an attitude with Taraji. My wife and myself understand the flirting that Taraji was doing was fully improv and fully joke. It was a hard situation for all of us to be in. We fully understand she made it up on the fly. I was there to just enjoy the show. I was invited. No situations and in life in general. I never longed for the spotlight. If I wanted the spotlight, I would have accepted a quarter of the opportunities that's been presented to us. But none of those opportunities were for me or my family. If you understand that, you understand it. If you don't, I'm okay with that. I'm always gonna be myself. I've always been myself. Nothing about this journey, about this ride, about where we at or where we gonna be is gonna change me. Never have and never will. Never once was I upset that Taraji didn't know who I was. Everything that's for me will be for me. Everything that's for my family will be for my family. Everything that's for you will be for you. When it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be, with no confusion. I said that last night and that was still misconstrued, and I stand on it 1,000%. Whatever room I'm supposed to be in, whoever's supposed to know me, whenever they're supposed to know me, it will happen how it's supposed to happen. Last night, while I appreciate the opportunity, it wasn't my moment, and that's okay. I'm cool with that. And for every single person that's been on the journey with me and that's still on the journey with me, I'm forever grateful. I appreciate y'all. I can't say it enough. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. We all humans. We all make mistakes. It is what it is. I just wish they would have set both of us up for most success in that situation. That's it. God bless you.
Now, the overall message of his video, I understand and I agree with. You know, the fact that they were moved, they were placed in the front. You know what I'm saying? So that already threw their equilibrium off, so to speak, because they were already comfortable. Then they got moved and put into this spot where I guess, I won't say against, but without Keith Lee understanding why he was being moved, he was then moved. Then Taraji had to perform this, this whole thing, this setup. And subsequently, it was fucked up, right? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with him saying it wasn't my moment. That wasn't my moment for me to be, broadcast on national TV in the smoothest way possible to where everybody was supposed to know how it went. It's cool. Got the flower. Wasn't my flower, so I threw it down. I still think that shit was whack. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoy the show. You was already enjoying the show. That's cool. Especially you record the shit. You was doing some performative stuff. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, Taraji P comes out and she had some things to say about the situation her goddamn self. Now, I don't know. It felt like Taraji didn't know who the hell he was to begin with. She wasn't spending too much time online. I don't think she was spending too much motherfucking time online trying to figure out who he was on the heels of the shit neither, but she put a statement out. So she says, life really is too short for this behavior. He wasn't in his seat. They give celebrity assigned seats. I rehearsed all damn day to go hit my mark, and that young man wasn't in his seat, so he missed his moment. His ego is hurt. He will be fine. I cleaned it up at the end of the show. No love lost here. And I see both sides of the fence here, both sides of the coin. Y'all really saying about the same shit. He said he was put in the wrong seat. You said you went to the right seat, but he was in the wrong seat because production had both of y'all fucked up. I sincerely hope Taraji P, Keith Lee, at some point within the next 2 weeks, I don't know what her schedule's like, I don't know what his schedule's like, but if both of them have PR on their side, which I'm quite sure they do at this point in their careers, their respective careers, they need to set up a meeting real quick. If y'all could get Keith Lee and Cardi B together and do a motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, do a noodle fucking tutorial and shit. Link their ass up for an hour, 30 minutes, whatever it is. Put a camera in front of them, show them hugging it out. It's all love, it's all good, no harm, no foul. BET had us fucked up. It wasn't your fault, it wasn't my fault. It was just a crossing of the signals. Shit got a little weird. We both put statements out trying to protect our honor because that's what we do. But it ain't no problem. It's all love. That's what I would like to see. Okay? Because I don't like the fact that both of them are having to come out and try to besmirch the other in a slick way. And I mean, he was graceful. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Taraji, you know, he said, hey, they didn't make this smooth for neither of us. But based on whatever he said at first, that's probably the part that got to her. Wasn't about the second part, the video. I'm inclined to believe she ain't never seen the video. She ain't seen none of his other videos. But I feel like somebody sent her the thing of him throwing that flower on the ground. And that's what made her react. I don't like it. I hope they can link up. These are two, you know, from what I know, two very peaceful people, loving people, generous people. It ain't something for them to be at odds like that. If anybody should be getting called the fuck out, it should be whoever moved his ass. But that's my take on the situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think of all this. Okay? And I do believe that is my show. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. Let me know what y'all think of this video with the music. Somebody said, hey man, it would be nice if you just had some music playing under your stuff. It'll keep the low moments or the dull moments when you're looking for stuff on your computer and pulling up files or whatever you gotta do. It'll keep some movement in the show rather than stagnation. Let me know what y'all think of this. Would you like to see more videos with us having the music on the backdrop? Or do you prefer without it? Do you feel like this is distracting? All right. And I won't be defensive as long as you don't come at me with no sideways shit. Don't be saying, turn that motherfucking music off, nigga. What the hell is you doing? Don't do that. Just say, hey, J Nolan, I saw you at the end of the video. You were asking if the music is distracting. I feel like it is. Hey, I love the music. I like how it keeps the movement within the show going. One of those types, you know what I mean? That's the prototype. Fit into those, I'm gonna say, thanks for your suggestion. I'll keep it in mind, and then we'll move forward. But if you come at me on some weird shit, I'm gonna get weird with you back. All right? Much love and respect. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.